Herbie Hyde's shoulder just popped. You might have heard him scream.
I think he is saying that Michael Bent bit him on the shoulder.
That may be. I think that's exactly right.
Remember when Jumbo Cummings did that? I think it was Joe Frazier. Somebody bit him on the shoulder. We don't know if this is true, but that's what Hyde is claiming.
I think it is, yeah, actually, because they wouldn't stop if his shoulder popped.
That was a warning for holding on to the rope by Herbie Hyde. And it gave him extra leverage to throw that left hook. Let me tell you something about Herbie. He knows every trick. Every single trick. We saw him hold and hit. We've seen him use the rope. He's a clever guy in there. Meanwhile, that jab just keeps on coming.
So we're in the corner of Herbie Hyde now, and you see that foil product. It's not all tin foil. It keeps the heat in. Came in here with a good idea, and he's executing it perfectly.
He is boxing so superbly, using the jab, using enough movement to keep Bent in trouble. And let's see if we can see where Michael Bent maybe bit him.
And he screamed. You can see.
Wow. I don't think there's much doubt about that. Not from a reverse angle. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. There is no question about that. Wow. Well, I guess that would be the sign of a fighter that's a little desperate.
That's the sign of a fighter who's bitten off a little more than he can chew. And we're getting a little lecture here from Paul Thomas.
Now, I know that people complain about the food when they come over here in London, but that's a little ridiculous.
It's just as tough, though.
Yeah.
Total punches in round number 6, and it's just more of the same. Look at Michael Bent only threw 15 punches out.
I tell you, this is as one-sided a match as you could imagine, and much more one-sided than we would have expected either way. And if it was going to be one-sided, we thought it would be an early knockout by one or the other.
And yet an admirable performance, very admirable performance for Herbie Hyde.
Point out too that the only time he's gone 10 rounds, the distance, this is a 12 round, of course, was against Everett Bigfoot Martin last year. Mostly he gets guys out of there early, but he looks like a guy that's used to boxing like this.
Yeah, he really does. And the other thing that I really liked about him is he didn't waste a lot of punches. He knew when Bent was hurt, and that's when he went after him, and he knew when he wasn't quite ready to go, and he utilized his punches very well. Paul Thomas, the referee, has had numerous discussions with the fighters and numerous warnings, and yet has shown, I think, a proper amount of restraint.
Yeah, there was a point where he could have taken points away from Hyde for holding, but he decided not to do so. And the biting thing, I don't even want to get into. Just don't want to deal with it.
Good right hand again from Hyde, and another right hand behind it, and Bent holds on. He just caught Bent off balance with that right hand.
The number of punches Michael Bent is throwing is astonishingly low. Only 15 in the last round. In this round, he's not going to be much over that if he gets to that point.
And another warning, this one's for a low blow.
It's minor compared to some of the other stuff that's going on in this ring. And I'll tell you what, considering the amount of body punches he's come close to landing, Michael Bent, it's not a significant point. But the Herbie Hyde jab is, I mean, he is all...
Good right hand, right on the button. Down goes Bent. I mean, he went down from a crashing punch.
You don't usually go down face first and get up, but he did.
It's over. All over.
No, even if it is the WBO.
And you got to take him seriously.
And you know why? As you looked at a disappointed Michael Bentt, for this man, Herbie Hyde, the reason you have to take him seriously is the way he won. He showed the kinds of boxing skills that could beat some other heavyweights. He boxed his way to a victory and showed enough power in the process. And boy, is he basking in the glory now.
As well he should. Give him his moment.
There was enough rancor to go around before this fight happened. Michael Bentt postured for him before the fight, but it's Herbie Hyde who gets the victory.
Boy, it was convincing from the first round.
Well, they didn't know Herbie Hyde before this fight. Very few people did. They do now. And for those that will denigrate the victory and say, well, Michael Bentt just got lucky against Tommy Morrison, I say to them, he won his way to this fight by beating all the fringe heavyweights he was supposed to beat. And now he beat a guy who beat a guy in Tommy Morrison.
Absolutely. Family and friends gathering with Herbie Hyde. The crowd was really bipartisan in this fight, too.
In many respects. But I think they erupted when Herbie Hyde scored that shocking knockout. He is now their own, originally from Nigeria. This 22-year-old has a shot at making some major things happen for himself.
Really does. Michael Bentt trying to get to Herbie Hyde now, and there they do, and traditional. Another look.
Here's how it ended. The right hand really stunned him. And then that and the hook sent him straight down, face down to the canvas. Amazingly, Bentt did get up, but did not quite beat the 10 count. Now, he fainted with the jab. And what made all this possible, Barry, is the fact that he had landed so many jabs before this. So when he fainted with that jab, he froze Bentt, and then he nailed him with the right hand.
Well, and you're right, too. You just don't see fighters go face down. I mean, that just doesn't happen.
And when they do, they usually stay there. And he did for the count. From yet another angle, the feint with the jab, hurt with the right hand, and then this second right will really get the job done. Wow.
Perfect. Well, that's as complete a performance as you're going to see in the heavyweight division, in any division for that matter.
He did very little wrong in this fight, Herbie Hyde, and Michael Bentt, unfortunately, did not do many things right.
Take a look at the total punches thrown, and it tells you really everything you need to know about the fight.
A 67% landing rate, and it's not Bentt at 45. That's respectable. He just didn't throw enough.
And the total jabs in the fight, again, no contest.
That's really the story. If you're going to land that kind of jab, those numbers of jabs from the outside, and Michael Bentt is going to land so many fewer jabs. That's his game, to land that jab.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 2 minutes 50 seconds of round 7, by count out, the winner and the new WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Herbie Hyde.
He is a happy man, and he has every reason in the world to be. It was a complete victory for Herbie Hyde, who keeps his record perfect, wears a championship belt, and now looks forward to a very big payday somewhere down the road. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't bet against him. We'll be back.